His Better Speaker series on improv speaking.
Impromptu.
Impromptu speaking.
That's cool. Until I run out of words. This is from the Better Speaker series. It's a series of speeches to help make people better speakers. I've done one before. And I think Thomas has done one as well. And anyone in the club can give them. Sometimes if you don't prepare for a speech or don't have a speech ready, this is a good alternative, and it gets you credit towards your advanced communication silver. So it's something always to have, and if anyone's interested in these, please let me know. And if you're a competent communicator or above, I'm sure we'll reach out to you and help you come up here and get one of these. But this one is on impromptu speaking, and I purposely didn't prepare. And the reason for that is often when we're asked to speak impromptu, we don't know. It just happens. It could be, well, kind of a prepared one is a job interview. That's an impromptu speech, although you don't know the questions. And they always seem to ask you some odd question, like, I have no idea how to answer. What's your worst habit? And you look like a deer in headlights. Some other things that have happened to me in the past, you show up at church for a meeting that you think is going to be maybe the size of a Toastmasters group, 15, 20 people, and it's 200 people, and they ask you to speak, here are your notes, go for it. I'm like, oh, okay, well, thank you. That's impromptu speaking. Some other things could be I've heard network marketing here, you run into people. How do you generate those spontaneous conversations? Hi, I have this wonderful stuff that'll make you taller, make your hair grow out, and all your gray hair go away. You need to sign up with me and buy this. There you go. And there's just a myriad of situations where one could run into these situations. So Toastmaster has a 5-step formula to help with impromptu speaking, mostly focused on speeches within the club or the table topics portion. The first key is to listen. Be attentive. We all have electronics. I think I'm electronics heavy. I have an iPad, a phone. I'm sure we all have cell phones, pagers, beepers. There's stuff outside. If we really don't care for the speech, we maybe not be listening. Maybe it's raining hard. Maybe we cut the grass or whatever it may be. But focus on what's going on in the room. And that will help you a lot of times understand what the question may be. And therefore, you can respond a little bit more appropriately. The second thing is pause. If you're not listening, pauses give you a great out. I think one of the most effective table topic talks that I've ever seen was by Jim. Jim stood in the back of the room for maybe 3 minutes, and Jim did not say a single thing.
I did not get a ribbon for that.
But it was so good. It held our attention for the entire time that he was there. And he just did it. I wish we had it on camera, but it was outstanding. But pausing allows you to reflect and to collect your thoughts. It also adds a bit of drama, rather than just going in and starting talking right away. If you pause, you can collect your thoughts, you can kind of think about what you want to say, and when there's silence in the room, what happens? People listen, people start looking at you. So, therefore, use your pauses. Another thing you can do is confirm. Someone asks a question, a particularly difficult question. Ask them to repeat the question. Because you didn't hear it, because you really don't have a clue, or you just need the time to think a few seconds more about what your possible answer may be. So just ask them to repeat the question, and that will give you a little bit more time to collect your thoughts and present, hopefully, an effective answer. Tell. Be enthusiastic about what you're doing. You could be speaking about, I don't know, how to prepare your own funeral processional, which could put everyone to sleep. But if you do it enthusiastically, I guarantee you will have a lot more interest in what you're speaking about, and people will listen to you. If will gravitate to you. Add humor if you can. Humor's tricky sometimes because probably myself, Thomas, maybe some of the financial, computer, well, not Trace. Trace is pretty funny. Some of the more technical folks, humor's not, it doesn't come naturally at times. Thomas is pretty good though. But humor, especially sometimes even self-deprecating humor, will help void the somnolence of the situation. And I have idiopathic hypersomnambulism. I had to go for a sleep study. And they said, well, you just get sleepy sometimes for no apparent reason. I'm like, okay, that's great, thanks. Anyway, as you go through whatever situation you're tasked with for the impromptu speaking, you still want to have kind of an outline in your mind. You tell them what you're going to tell them, you tell them, and then you tell them what you told them. It's not a challenge, but it is challenging to be the one who is called on, especially when you're not prepared. But I guarantee if you follow those steps, you listen, you pause, you repeat, and then you interject some of that information back to them, it will make your impromptu speaking situation go a lot better. Thank you.